Hello and welcome into a special edition of the PHNX D-Backs podcast right here on PHNX. It's a special edition because we're going to diss robots this whole episode. My name is Derek Montilla. Of course, I am your mayor of PHNX. This guy next to me, he's the one and only Thunderstick. He's also my vice mayor. It's Jesse Friedman. Jesse?
Not the neural network, though. The neural network is the one. Oh, my God,
not AI. Yeah, no, I would never attack AI.
That robot, there will be no slander.
There will be no slander
here,
for Dan Szymborski or any of his AI.
Some other robots have misbehaved lately. So
yeah, there definitely are. But
that.
One thing we are very excited about, of course, is that this show is brought to you by the fine folks at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. And we are also very excited about how close we might be to robot umpires being online in Major League Baseball, because here we come, robot umpires. The Skynet is online, and we are getting robot umpires in AAA baseball. Let's throw it up. Let's go for robot umpires. That's the guy I want to see out there, Jesse. You know that. I want to see.
Did you make that? Did you Photoshop that?
It's the idea has been floated out there that we actually have, a humanoid type thing back there, right? And like Gabriel Ferrer says, I for one welcome our robot overlords, at least right now for the time being in AAA baseball. It seems that all AAA parks will be using the automated balls and strikes system coming this season, which just begs the question, how soon until it's fully implemented in Major League Baseball?
I mean, we're right at the doorstep, right?
They've
done this now at the Fall League. We saw the challenge system, the ABS challenge system put into play.
Which we loved, by the way.
Which we absolutely love. We've talked about that a lot. And now we're seeing, I believe it's 50-50. So they're using the challenge system at half the ballparks. They're using just straight up robo umps in half the ballparks to kind of test these things out. It seems like players like the challenge system better than just straight up robo umps. We've talked about that as well in the past. My guess is that, as they continue to collect feedback from players, that's probably what the preference is going to be coming out of AAA. And I think that's more likely what we'll see in the big leagues at some point. But yeah, I mean, if we make it out to a AAA baseball game this next year, it'll be especially interesting. I'm curious what just straight up robo umps looks like, because that's the one thing that I haven't seen yet, and it still blows my mind that an umpire is just standing there, just relaying what the robot is saying in his ear, right? It's just a weird concept. And
I hope it's a robot voice. Of course, you knew that. I didn't tell you guys
absolutely.
That. Of course, it's like very digital. No, I think that honestly, the system. The way we saw it in Fall League was very interesting. It was fun.
Yeah.
The reactions from the dugouts were great. Everything about it was
amazing.
But the key there is that it kept the human element in the game, right? It's not replacing the umpire. It's merely there to exist should they challenge the call, right? It reminds me of tennis in a way, because
like the
review that they do where they can show you exactly where the ball lands, whether it's
I think that
out.
was I think that was kind of the inspiration. Like, I think they definitely took something out of the book of tennis.
Much like tennis, the one problem I have with it is if we have this technology, why do we need a person up there doing this, right? If we can just automatically know whether the tennis ball was in or out, we just need someone to relay that message and not to just justify their otherwise existence, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a fair point. I think there's definitely a contingent of fans that agree with you, and I think even if the challenge system is put into place at the big league level, there are still going to be moments where calls are missed and players don't challenge, or where, I haven't personally seen this, but where a team runs out of challenges and is unable to challenge a call that was clearly missed. Those things are going to happen, and when they happen, fans inevitably are going to be like, why are we doing this stupid in between of, using the technology for challenges, but not using it universally? Right. I'm sure that debate will be ongoing, but I personally still like some human element, and I think a lot of other people do too.
And I don't know how you can argue that umpires don't have an ego, right? Because if you did, we wouldn't see things like the CB Buckner interaction from this year. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Having a guy come out and scream in your face, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The robots will have a larger ego, though. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Like, don't you dare test a robot. We strive for perfection here, even though we know we can't achieve it. But robots, they can achieve perfection, so they know what they're doing. Also, what is heckling a robot umpire going to be like? You saw a good response today. I can't imagine what heckling robots are going to be like.
Someone responded. I think I found this on Facebook. Someone was like replying to a post where they shared this Buster Olney article that broke this news, and someone said, like, how are we gonna how are we going to heckle the robot umps? We're
Yeah.
going to say like your mom was a parking meter or something like that.
Your mom is DOS based. You know what I mean? Like you had your lens cap on, right? Like there's a lot of jokes there to be had. But or the other, like you said, when you piss off a robot umpire again. In my world, they have a mounted laser cannon, so obviously that's not something you're going to want to do very lightly. But in all jokes aside, it is interesting to see how this changes baseball, and I really feel like right now is the time to do it. I feel like, again, Pandora's box is a bit open when we decided to just implement the DH in the National League, and not
once you did that, it's
just all fucking over. It's all bets
pretty
are
soon.
off.
I was hearing. On a John Boy show, they floated the idea of having rollover outs. So like if there are like 2 outs in an inning and you turn a double play, then you have like the first
out
of
in the next inning.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, once we allow DH into the National League,
let's just
all
change
bets are
the
off.
game altogether.
Anything is possible. At this
Blurn's
point.
ball. I want Blurn's ball from Futurama. That's what I would like it to slowly turn into. If we can get a multi-ball system to somehow be implemented in baseball where there's more than one baseball being thrown around out
that's
there.
Where I draw the line, Derek. That's where I draw the line.
Well, whatever. Once, like I said, we're already in this zone. It's the danger zone, and that's where we are in. In other news, though, the Pirates are bringing back a beloved rival of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Andrew McCutchen, which I feel like is pretty cool on a one-year deal to probably it seems like he's very close to a lot of his career milestones that he's going to hit, so he'll set those in Pittsburgh, where he, obviously was such a big part of those teams. And I think this is what we all kind of hope for a beloved player to return to the team, maybe after they've left and, played for a significant time elsewhere to wrap it up back with us or back with the home team. The Pirates also don't have very much going on, so I think that it's the right call from a standpoint of bringing fans in and making them interested in this team. Yeah.
It is a little bizarre in some ways because, the Pirates they're not exactly on the up and up right now. It still seems like a Brian Reynolds trade is possible, although I've seen a lot of people say that the asking price for Brian Reynolds is analogous to the Nationals' asking price for Juan Soto. And those two players are not on the same playing field. So, I maybe a deal doesn't ultimately get done when all is said and done. But yeah, Andrew McCutchen still has something to offer in 2022 with the Brewers. He had 237, 316, 384, 17 homers, 69 RBIs. That was over 134 games. He's probably more of a platoon option, ideally at this point. I don't know if you really want Andrew McCutchen as like your everyday corner outfielder, definitely not center fielder at this point, but yeah, the Pirates don't have a whole lot going for them at this point, so it is kind of a cool story to see McCutchen returning to Pittsburgh.
Who are we bringing back to wrap up their career here, and why is it obviously Paul Goldschmidt?
I literally just had that same thought, honestly.
It's not going to happen. I feel like he has already moved on to St. Louis being his forever home. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. McCutchen was with the Pirates from 2009 to 2017. We just changed our entire tone.
I knew the lighting. There's something weird about the lighting.
I'm so sorry. We
decided that it was too bright and cheery in here to talk about Paul Goldschmidt, so we needed a darker tone.
Turn all the lights off at this point.
Let's get some sad music playing.
But yeah, Goldschmidt's Diamondbacks career went from 2011 to 2019. So you have a near, I guess 2018 would have been the last full season that he played. So yeah, you have like a kind of a similar timeline there. Yeah. Goldschmidt spent almost the exact same amount of time with the Diamondbacks as McCutchen did with Pittsburgh before moving on to other organizations. Fortunately for the D-backs, Paul Goldschmidt has aged quite well moving forward in his career, whereas McCutchen has never really been the same guy since leaving Pittsburgh.
That's a great point. And I kind of wish that for Paul Goldschmidt just a little bit selfishly, but of course, I'm happy for his success. Anyway.
He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. There's no question.
And Gabriel Ferrer is going to have to burn down Cooperstown because he said in the comments, I will burn down Cooperstown if Goldie goes in as a Cardinal. I don't know, man.
That's an interesting...
it's a whole other topic for another day.
I've thought about that from
might
time
not
to time.
want to actually have an answer to, but...
It really depends, like what happens in these next few years with St. Louis.
Yeah.
Last year he was fantastic, but if he starts to kind of wear down a little bit over the next few years, maybe he looks at his D-backs career as being like I mean, those were probably going to be the best years of his career when all is said and done. But if he, spends the rest of his career in St. Louis, it really could get kind of dicey.
Kyle in the chat says Goldie will come back after he retires to get his jersey retired by the D-backs. Then go ahead and go to Cooperstown with a Cardinals hat. Payne, yeah. That's probably
that would be an unfortunate
how it's going to go down. I don't know. We need to pick the mood up here. So of course we're going to talk about sexy managers in a minute, but you know what kind of content you get around here. You've been waiting for this chat. We're going to get to that. If you're not a diehard already, what are you doing? Join us. Become part of our family. Become a D-backs diehard. Become a PHNX diehard. Get your membership over at gophnx.com. Not only does it give you a wonderful free merchandise like this shirt that Jesse's wearing, or a hat like our producer Emma is always rocking, you guys can make sure to grab yourself 20% at our partners, 20% off on our events. Look at this hat. Look at this. Look at this shirt. Yeah, there she is. But of course,
have we ever seen Emma not wearing that hat?
I don't know. It's kind of like Emma. It's kind of like Louise Belcher from Bob's Burgers, where I don't know what's exactly under there, and I don't know if we'll ever see that.
No, we won't.
No, okay.
I wear like different hats.
You wear different hats,
but they're all the same hat.
But okay, so
she's like, like
so
Homer Simpson
she has
with a
multiple
closet
copies of the same one.
No, I have one single hat, but the only thing is like, I was told that I don't wear enough PHNX stuff.
Okay.
So I wear the hat every day.
All right.
It's like a fuck you.
We got you a Cattell Marte hat, by the way. We hooked you up with that. And we're hooking you guys up. Get us to 5,000 followers. We got a bunch of crap to give away from last season. And I don't mean crap. It's great crap. It's the best crap. And that's what we do for you, for our loyal listeners and our PHNX diehard members. So make sure to grab yourself that membership. Get your free merch. Get your discounts. Join us over here. Not only do you get access to our Discord, which is absolutely where our next story generated a fun conversation that made Saul Bookman, of all people, blush. But also, you get access to our wonderful diehard only newsletters like Jesse is getting ready to put out right now. What do you got going on? What do you got cooking?
Yeah, so this week's newsletter will be about how wide is the gap between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers?
I don't like that story.
It sounds like kind of a depressing angle, but honestly, the gap has closed significantly this offseason with some of the moves the D-backs have made, and even more so, a lot of the moves the Dodgers have not made this offseason. So if you're a diehard, stay tuned. It's coming.
Do that. And join us if you can tonight for our PHNX Four Peaks Tee Party. It's our inaugural Tee Party. We're going to have a blast out at the Dobson Ranch Golf Course. We are going to be hitting some golf balls out at the driving range, and we are going to be watching the Phoenix Suns take on the Minnesota Timberwolves on gigantic screens. Jesse is going to whoop that ass in ping pong. And there's all sorts of fun to be had. Of course, your entry not only gets you unlimited range balls, but it also gets you rental clubs and access to an hour of range time and some golf balls to be used at a later date at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. And of course, I've been talking about it a lot. I love this driving range. It's absolutely a blast. Outdoor driving range with all the bells and whistles that you would get at a place like Topgolf, but at a normal driving range where you're free. And the only thing you have to worry about is if you shank your ball too far, the system will tell you that an attendant is coming to check on you. And we know what that means. They're coming to see how drunk you are. But that's fine. It's a safe space to join us. We have the entire driving range. We got your back. Bring the kids. There's a free kids clinic for children 10 and under. And as I told you, I know we can't get the link anymore, but Jesse will sneak you in. You just pay him the money.
Yes.
Bring cash, of course, and he'll get you in through a hole in the fence that we created last night.
I also accept Venmo.
He does accept Venmo.
Either of those are acceptable.
Sure. Of course, we're going to be watching the Suns, but our partners are going to be out there. There's going to be free food from Chop Shop, our friends at Mountain Mike's, and so much more. Of course, Four Peaks is going to be out there. They have all sorts of beer samples, including their brand new beers to try, their recreational juice dank IPA, and their staycation super juicy IPA. Both of those I already love, and I haven't even tried. I can't wait to get those. I'm drinking a Hop Knot IPA right now, and I love our friends at Four Peaks. So, of course, join us. And last Wednesdays are back. So join us every Wednesday at the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub, where we will be on January 25th as all of our shows are live and in person throughout the day. Yes, ma'am.
We do have something new for our last Wednesdays.
What do we got?
So normally we're inside in the corner normally.
Yeah, in the back kind of a little bit.
Since it's so nice outside, we're going to be outside.
Let's go. Ooh. I love that.
Yeah, so we will be outside on the front patio. So there's enough room for everyone.
Fantastic.
There's TVs out there. There will also be heaters if you're a little chilly. It shouldn't be that cold. We looked at the weather and it should be around
70s.
And their patio is dog
How do
friendly.
you
bring your
look at the
doggos,
weather?
please.
Is that not like 2 weeks out? How do you look at the weather that far?
Do you not look at the fucking weather?
Well, but they don't know. They don't know what they're talking about.
Oh my God, Jesse!
Come on
it's
now.
based
This
off
is
of
the guy
research.
that just
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
But he doesn't fucking trust fucking meteorologists. What is wrong with you? It's a form of science, Jesse.
Oh no,
They know what they're
I
doing.
absolutely trust meteorologists for tomorrow or Sunday.
That's
maybe
a diss.
Tuesday.
That he's dissing your 10-day forecast.
I don't think this is that.
Every single meteorologist. He just said your 10 days.
This is not a controversial opinion.
Oh my God, this is so
I think there's a
controversial.
pretty solid understanding across the universe in general that like meteorology more than about a week out doesn't really mean anything. But I digress.
I get it. You right now are essentially questioning science, and that is
Correct.
absolutely what we want to do now. Is we want to question the science because fucking robots might be able to call balls and strikes, but they cannot determine the sexiness of MLB managers. There was a it was an article on
Elizabeth gets it.
gambling.com.
Elizabeth agrees.
No, don't agree with him. Do not do that.
Elizabeth, normally I agree with you as well, and normally you back me up, but Jesse, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You're
That's
literally
right. Like,
fucking wrong.
it's not a debatable topic. Jesse's just flat out wrong on that one.
I feel very strongly about this.
Yeah.
But you know,
projections for 2023 he trusts for minor league players.
Yeah, I put way more stock in Zip's
I hate
projections than I do in meteorology if it's more than like a week or two out. And I don't think that's that crazy of an opinion.
First of all, let's give an acknowledgement to Don's Bread, aka Mark Solera, here in the chat, because by the way, if you're wondering what Don's Bread is, it's a Survivor reference. And I fucking know that, Mark, because I know everything about Survivor. Put it up there. One of my best friends is Sugar. Get out of here. What do you think? I don't know? Look at how happy we are together. But anyway, back to Don's Bread's little thing of the sexiest managers. Gambling.com put out an article where they used an app called the Golden Ratio Face app, which apparently measures beauty based on a number of factors. And for some reason, some unknown reason, Buck Showalter has been rated the hottest manager in all of baseball. This guy, this silver fox, has been rated number one sexiest manager in all of baseball. Jesse, make it make sense.
I don't know if I can, but
no.
But I mean the blue's a good look, right?
The blue is a very good look for him. I mean, come on, this is a former Arizona Diamondbacks manager. This is our first guy. So like we are supportive of him being up there, but come on. Let's be realistic. Like, what traits are you looking for in a sexy man? I guess that's my first question. And the reason why I asked that is because at number 2 is Philadelphia Phillies manager Rob Thompson. What the fuck happened here? How did we have such a steep drop off from number 1 to number 2? I mean, I'm not even attacking him here, Jesse.
You're calling this a steep drop off.
Rob Thompson, come on, Rob Thompson. I'm not. Look. I'm not questioning his managerial skills. I am questioning that man right there being one of the sexiest managers in baseball. But I will say this: at the very least, the Arizona Diamondbacks take 2 out of the top 3 spots because not only is Buck Showalter former D-backs manager number 1. But Torey Lovullo, this hot-ass man right there, that is number 3 on the list. And that is correct. They got that one right. Much like the Corbin Carroll thing yesterday, that is one that they got accurate. Torey Lovullo is definitely number 3, maybe number 2. I don't know, but he deserves to be up there. So I am not attacking him.
Put him over Rob Thompson?
I am definitely putting him over Rob Thompson, Jesse. Okay. Why is that even a question? You should be too. Every person making a list should be doing that. And now I feel like I'm attacking Rob Thompson, but this damn app is causing nothing but trouble. The Golden Ratio Face app apparently uses things like age and stuff to suggest that older men are more handsome. So obviously this was invented by an older guy, and I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. I am 100% here for skewing the scale in favor of us guys that are starting to get salt and peppery and gray and stuff. That's fine.
Dusty Baker, 73-year-old Dusty Baker, I believe is number 6.
Number 6 on the list.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not like Dusty Baker's a good looking dude, and he's aged exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. But the biggest crime on this goddamn list, and we all know it, every single one of us, every person in the D-backs Discord, every person online, line. Any person that looks at this list knows that Gabe Kapler is the hottest manager in baseball. Look at this man. Let's look at this. Let's take a look. This is one picture, of course, but look at this. Look at those eyes. Jesse, are you kidding me? I try my best to model my entire look after this man. Look at this guy.
Are these actually just like candid, like during a game photos?
Game photos. This is what he just looks like in normal life when he's not even trying to look good. But that's not all. He also is a male model, Jesse. And I mean, that should factor in here as well. Emma, we have the one with the glasses, please. I mean, obviously, look at this. This guy isn't number one. This guy should be in every optometry office across America right there, because everybody should have those frames and trying to aspire to look like that in that fucking leather jacket. That's incredible. In what world is he not the hottest manager in baseball?
It's a fair question. If I'm not mistaken, you attempted to replicate Gabe Kapler's look on several of our shows.
On several occasions. I absolutely have. Look, if you're going to aspire to be somebody, that's the guy you aspire to look like. And I mean, of course, I'm doing my best over here, Jesse. I'm doing my fucking best. But still, maybe he's right. Mark says he's too good looking, and maybe that's it. It's like looking at the sun. Like maybe most people can't really take in how handsome he is because they can only look at the picture for like 3 or 4 seconds.
Can I give an input?
I would love your input so much.
Okay, so this is an input coming from a gay woman, first of all. Second of all.
That's why this is great.
Mommy?
Yeah?
Mommy?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Who the fuck?
Right, thank you.
Sorry, but yes. Mommy, number 1. Okay? Tori? Shit. Tori no,
not him. Yeah.
Tori number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other guys.
Yeah, the other guys, whatever. Who cares about the other guys? But shout out to Royals manager Matt Quartararo for being listed last, because this handsome devil absolutely does not deserve to be the last manager or Mr. Irrelevant in baseball.
That was the other thing. When I looked at this list, I was like, okay, who's last? We have to come to terms with who's last. And yeah, I think he didn't deserve it. I don't think he deserved it.
He didn't deserve it. And honestly, this list definitely gets it, but maybe even this segment gets our OG's performance to forget. So, of course, make sure to try our friends at OG's, who will be out there tonight with us at the PHNX Tee Party. And, of course, all of our partners are going to be there. Remember, yes, Gabe Kapler has big mommy energy. And remember that OG's is, if a party has OG's at it, you want to be there. Yes, big mommy energy for sure.
OG's is also giving out free unmedicated samples so you can try the flavors.
Man. Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Here's what I will say about the unmedicated samples is that they do taste exactly like the medicated samples, which honestly, a lot of times you can't say because a lot of those edibles have like a really strong marijuana flavor, and that's what a lot of people tend to not like. But also, some people don't like feeling the feeling of euphoria that the rest of us love to feel from it. So make sure to try out their new CBD THC ratio because it is incredible. It is their happy balance, and it is in strawberries and cream flavor, which I'm hoping they're giving out some unmedicated samples tonight because I can't wait to try those. And of course, make sure if you guys are here right now in the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss whenever our shows go live. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us a thumbs up. Jesse gets so excited about that. He doesn't show it on the show, but afterwards you should see him doing cartwheels and stuff when we get over 20. So do that. But of course, if you are listening to us right now on your favorite audio podcasting app, please subscribe to us there if you haven't done so already, and leave us a review. We thank you, as always, for the feedback. Our friends from CHGO White Sox, who we have a friendly rivalry with because they called us low late one time and we're fucking petty. But
I don't know if I'd call the rivalry friendly.
Really?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
All right. Well, they did take the division from us. So, I mean, we are looking up at them still. So a little respect there where respect is due. But on the show the other day, by the way, let's take a shout out here to Herb Lawrence for rocking the Arizona Diamondbacks hat on the show. Let's go. The lowly Diamondbacks.
Yeah, maybe this is his way of trying to make amends.
I think so. Yeah, this is what made me think it's maybe a friendly rivalry.
Yeah, maybe after Herb wore the D-backs hat, I guess I can grant him that. But yeah, they had a show the other day where they talked about which active MLB players should make the Hall of Fame. And there are some hot takes.
There are some hot takes
on this list there.
They were very friendly, I felt like, to a lot of current players. And I don't know if the Hall of Fame is going to be as friendly in the future. But let's take a look. This was the way that they kind of sorted things out, broke things down. Over here on the left side, what we are seeing are all the yes, who gets the calls in the Hall of Fame, of course. Yes, that Jose Altuve is smaller than everybody else, and that is adorable. And the no on the right side. And the one thing that piqued our interest here is that Madison Bumgarner is getting the call, according to our CHGO White Sox crew. And considering that we are a little bit closer to the subject matter there, we thought we would debate this topic a bit today as to whether or not we feel like Madison Bumgarner would be qualified for the Hall of Fame. And I will allow Jesse to go first. Jesse, you want to kick things off here?
Sure.
Well, first he wants to attack that Freddie Freeman thing on there because Freddie Freeman has a no. What's going on there? Where are we at with Freddie Freeman?
I'm not necessarily. Are
you okay with Freddie Freeman being on the no side?
I lean Freddie Freeman on the yes side.
Okay.
But going back to Madison Bumgarner is one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time.
Correct.
And there's no way getting around that. That's clear. And that is an important factor when you look at the Hall of Fame, right? I think that should be a significant factor. So I don't want to discount that. But I will also say, if you just look at Madison Bumgarner's regular season stats for his career, I think a lot of people forget how pitcher-friendly AT&T Park, now Oracle Park, is and was. And the fact that all those years where Mad Bum was posting an ERA, low 3s, high 2s, it's good, but it's not elite in my mind. Madison Bumgarner at this point has a career ERA plus of 112, which basically means he's outperformed the league average by 12%.
Yep.
Doesn't sound like a Hall of Famer to me, if I'm being totally honest. And then you also have to factor in, these obviously we're not in the prime of Madison Bumgarner's career at this point. And we've seen other, Albert Pujols, had a number of years where he wasn't in his prime and is an obvious Hall of Famer. However, Mad Bum, I don't know if he was elite enough during his prime to make up for what's happening right now. Madison Bumgarner was one of the 5 or 10 worst starting pitchers in baseball last year. He still has 2 more years on his contract with the Diamondbacks. I don't really see his career numbers improving over the next couple of years. So I don't see it, if I'm being totally honest. And I don't even know if it's that close, if I'm being totally honest on this.
I'm going to go in the other direction, just to be contrary to you.
Okay.
I feel like if we both
sense.
said no, that would just kind of be kicking a guy when he's down. First off, you're right about Madison Bumgarner's numbers. I mean, obviously, there is something to be said about his overall stats and the way that his career kind of breaks out, especially considering that, like you said, his better years are behind him. However, with that, I'm going to say this man is a 4-time All-Star.
True.
He is a 3-time World Series champion. He is the World Series MVP. He's an NLCS MVP, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner. And of course, the bigger thing I think is that
2-time Silver Slugger.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing on his Hall of Fame resume.
Yes, it is.
2-time Silver Slugger,
yes,
baby.
It is. Yes, it is. The bat was taken out of his hand far too early. Far too early. But I think there's something to be said about his longevity, right? Twice in his career, he's led the National League in starts, and he has a career now that's spanning 14 seasons.
I feel like I would call it more durability than longevity.
Longevity in your mind is how many innings you go in a single game, maybe, or something like that.
No, like longevity being like length of career, like being good over a long period of time. He was good in his entire time in San Francisco. He wasn't as good in the latter years, but that's about 10 years. But at this point, like Madison Bumgarner is only 32 years old. That's not that. I mean, it's old, right, in baseball terms, but it's not that old. And you'd hope that for a guy contending to be in the Hall of Fame, if you're 32 years old, you still got to be not at the top of your game, but you still got to be a pretty darn good pitcher in my mind. Brett says Kershaw's longevity. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Kershaw, less durability, right? Like the injury bug has really bitten him a lot. But he is still a really, really darn good pitcher. Madison Bumgarner is just not that guy.
But show me that postseason pedigree from Kershaw. right?
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, I'm just
but
saying,
but
show
they're
me
just
that.
I don't know. Their regular season numbers are in two different stratospheres as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Clayton Kershaw in his career has an ERA of 2.48 compared to Mad Bum's 3.42. He has an ERA plus of 157 compared to Mad Bum's 112. It's just I agree with you on the postseason thing. No getting around that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that makes up for as big of a difference as there is in those numbers. If you look at the innings total, Clayton Kershaw has thrown about 400 more innings than Madison Bumgarner in his career as well.
Nicholas points out that Madison Bumgarner is just 33 years old, by the way. So we could easily get
33. Yeah, last year was his age 32 season.
We could get like 7 more years of Madison Bumgarner potentially.
I mean, the D-backs, I don't think are going to get 7 more years out of
the
him.
D-backs. Not the D-backs.
2 more years on that contract. But yeah, I mean, if Mad Bums continues to struggle for the next 2 years, there are some other teams that are going to give him a shot. I don't think that's the end of his career necessarily, unless he wants it to be.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is, how do you factor in his rodeo career? Really?
That's true. Yeah.
What other major league pitcher also has an alter ego and performs in rodeos? So come on. I don't like the direction that this is going.
He never won a Cy Young award, but
yeah,
Mason Saunders.
Mason Saunders has won plenty of roping titles. Let me tell you. Of course, if you guys are looking to get some furniture for your house, we've been talking about putting some furniture in Jesse's new home as soon as it signs. It's in Scottsdale, and he's really big into like loungers. So I think he should just put a bunch of weird.
The Chase Lounge is my favorite piece of furniture.
I think you should just put a bunch of very eccentric, weird one, like a red crushed velvet one over here.
I'm down.
A yellow one over here. Just nothing but those. And you know where you can get those? Morefurniture.com.
More furniture.
They have you hooked up. No matter how eccentric you want to go or how normal you want to be, you can get whatever you want over at morefurniture.com. They do have a wide variety of furniture, and they do have their white glove delivery service, which we received our office furniture. It seemed excessive. We're not that fancy around here. We're blue collar around here, but it did feel nice to be treated so kindly by our friends at More. So make sure to save big on the best furniture in the Valley when you head over to morefurniture.com. And of course, we're going to need pictures of Jesse's apartment with all the Chase lounges all around. But
it's a townhouse, Derek.
It's a townhouse.
Don't use that word around me.
Oh man, see, look at him with his RAV4 and his townhouse. Look, his townhouse is bigger than my home in South Anthem. So don't be fooled by how big his townhouse is.
Your house is basically in South Anthem. That's fair.
It's true. It's true. But I made some money on DraftKings Sportsbook thanks to our friends over at the PHNX Bet Show. Thank you for inviting me on. It made me make a bet. I made some money. I got all sorts of extra money now. I'm flush with cash tonight to go and hit some golf balls and have some fun at our tee party. So make sure you do the same over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Right now, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payout with their stepped up same game parlays. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. Make sure to opt into those when you see those. Excuse me. And look for their other offers as well. Like I said, DraftKings Sportsbook put some offers out there that can tend to be just free money, so make sure not to pass those up. And also, if you're a new customer, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use our code of PHNX to sign up. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round, and you will get $200 in free bets instantly, only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Jesse, how do you get warmed up for ping pong for tonight? Is there any... Have you been practicing? Because Danielle's going to be there, and
I know.
As you know, she has a ping pong table in her garage.
She does, and I think she's going to bring her own paddle, and I don't have one of those.
That's intimidating. That's intimidating. Like to watch someone unzip like a paddle-shaped leather pouch.
Yeah. Oh, if they have it in a leather pouch, then you're really in trouble.
Right.
Which I probably am tonight.
Yeah.
But we're just going to show up, Derek, and hope that my natural instincts that have carried me so far in my ping pong career over the years will just return.
It's almost like you shouldn't have talked this much shit about how good you are. That's almost kind of what it's like.
It is sort of like that. But we're gonna hope I don't regret that
tonight. So again, look for Jesse. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, look for Jesse by the hole in the fence where he'll get you in. But bring cash. And of course, we're excited to see all of you guys there. Mark, when you practice the handshake, because I'm ready for it, pal. I'm going to be very oozy tonight at the Dobson Ranch Golf Course. Sometimes, words are hard for me. But of course, we thank you guys for being here. We thank you, of course, for always checking out the show and for giving us the wonderful topic in the Discord. You can follow us on Twitter and send us more wonderful stuff like this whenever it comes to you. I'm at Cap_caveman with a K. Jesse is at Jesse N. Friedman. Our show is at PHNX_DBacks, but of course, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Are we going to wish everyone a happy arbitration deadline day?
Oh, my goodness gracious,
yeah,
Jesse.
It's a national holiday.
It is a national holiday. He's right. And it's there's only one Diamondback that could potentially go into arbitration. Is that right? Or
at this point, I believe. Yeah, I believe at this point, Zach Gallen, Christian Walker, Carson Kelly, and Kyle Lewis have all agreed to terms with the D-backs avoiding arbitration. Josh Rojas is the one name that I have yet to see pop up in any report. So stay tuned on that.
That makes sense. He's scrappy. Josh Rojas isn't worried about a fight. If there is one guy on the team that's totally okay with going into a meeting where he has to hear about how poorly the organization thinks of him, it's Josh Rojas. Next week, Jesse and I are going to take it's this special time of the year. We're going to take advantage of it, and we are going to arbitrate some stuff. Things. We're gonna talk about the value of things, and one of us is gonna try to increase the value of it, and the other person is gonna try to make the value plummet, like a can of beer or a bottle of water. Or
we're going
this
to
microphone.
Simulate the absurdity of the MLB
we
arbitration
really are. So
process.
Make sure to join us for our arbitration conversations next week. But as always, we thank you guys for being here. Now we hope to see so many of you tonight out at the Tee Party, and of course, on behalf of Emma, Jesse, and myself, we thank you so much for your time. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you have to argue about the value of your own worth.